Hello, my name is Sojung Kim, and I'll be talking about how to recognize microaggressions. As the name suggests, microaggressions are micro, which means that they may slip by without getting detected, and many people doubt themselves over whether that statement was offensive or not. I will be trying to explain the guidelines of what a microaggression sounds like to help you identify and speak out about the matter better. Number 1 is comments about education. How did you get into that school? Or, you're doing good despite your race. These statements can discredit people of color or minorities by saying that it is a shock that they got accepted into a good school, good program, good work, etc. People of color is saying that people of color are not as intelligent as white people, or maybe pointing out that the people of color seem out of place because they are a minority. Number 2, treatment as an alien. Where are you actually from? Or did you do that too in your home country? In America, there are countless people of different cultures and races intermingled together. No one is originated just from America. There are Italian Americans, African Americans, Korean Americans, and so many more. Despite this, some people are treated as outsiders although they were born in the same US. Everyone is in the same situation, yet some are constantly asked about hometowns that they have never been to just because they are not the typical white person. Number 3, being colorblind. All lives matter, or there is one human race. These statements minimize the struggles that a person of color faces by saying that everyone is equal when in fact we clearly aren't. They are saying that everyone has their own struggles and that your struggles are not as valid as everyone else's. Saying that your identity is not relevant and not worth paying attention to. Transgender or homosexual people are also affected. Websites may only put 2 genders in surveys. Healthcare and laws have disadvantages for them. And the public opinion in general is not very good towards them. Number 4, criminality. Can I see your ID? People of color are especially prone to being tailed or being in suspicion. Every day in the news, there are cases of violence against people of color, although they have done minor offenses or even just out of suspicion. For example, there have been many shootings and many arrestings because they assume that they could have drugs, have firearms, are more violent when they clearly aren't. This is saying that they cannot be trusted and that they are dangerous, which is very offensive. Number 5, lack of representation. Buildings and institutes named after wealthy, white, heterosexual men are more well known. There is less representation of colored main characters or colored people in general in films. Cheap food and services are more abundant in communities with more people of color. These instances are characterizing people of color or homosexual people or minorities as outsiders. Microaggressions can be subtle, unintentional, or ambiguous. Many people may not realize that what they are saying is wrong, but that fuels the idea that saying subtly aggressive statements are okay. Microaggressions can greatly affect individuals by bringing down self-confidence and making them feel unwanted. To help stand up against microaggressions, you can speak up and bring up the idea about why they are harmful. Everyone should understand the impacts their words can have. I hope that you understand what microaggressions really are and can identify them better after listening to this presentation. We all need to stand together as a whole to protect the minority communities. Thank you for listening to my presentation.